Our next headline will move along to an Audi press release. Now, they conducted a survey and the headline says over half of American drivers think government has unfairly placed bets on electrics over diesel vehicles, new Audi survey shows. Now, I've looked at this and I'll bet half of Americans don't even know what clean diesel is. But John, what's your take on this?
Well, this is a survey that Audi commissioned. They say they pulled 1,600 American drivers to, as they put it, gain insight into clean diesel perception and adoption. And they say that 66% of those folks think the government should offer a tax incentive on clean diesel vehicles. And 59% of drivers aged 18 to 34, the great youth market that all the automakers want, say that if diesel fuel were priced the same as gasoline, they'd drive a diesel. Now, clean diesel is actually a term of art. It refers to this new generation of diesel engines that have become the standard in Europe. They're a lot cleaner than the old sooty diesels that some of us remember from the 70s and 80s. You know, those Volkswagen Rabbit diesels belching black smoke everywhere and stuff. Those of us at a certain age will remember. But to this day, Audi and its parent company, Volkswagen, are big on diesels, and VW is the big seller of diesels here in the U.S. In fact, 22% of VW's U.S. sales this year through October have been diesel vehicles. So they clearly have, a big interest here, and obviously they'd love to push U.S. policy towards diesels. But I don't see this getting much traction right now.
Yeah, I do have a problem with a headline that says a survey shows that Americans think the government has unfairly placed incentives on electric. They're putting words into something that I actually emailed to try to get the actual questions on this survey. I haven't heard back yet. But I have a feeling they maybe twisted things a bit to their own.
I would love to see what sort of leading questions were asked in this survey.
Like you, though, I do think there is some good coming of this. I was at the Washington Auto Show earlier this year, saw Chevy Cruze, a new vehicle that is coming out, a passenger vehicle, diesel, and you have some thoughts on that as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's easy to say if there was a huge appetite in America for diesel cars, GM and Ford would be selling tons of them. GM did recently roll out the diesel version of the Chevy Cruze. This is using an engine that they sell in Europe. They say it's more than met their expectations, but I suspect their expectations weren't very high. Ford and GM, of course, both sell diesel trucks here, but that's kind of a different market. Ford doesn't sell any diesel cars in the U.S. They have some in Europe. They could sell diesels here fairly quickly. They're all developed. They sell in Europe where diesels are more favored by the market and by government policies, but they're not doing it right now. They have said, if we see demand pick up, we'll look into it and see what we'll do. But I'm not sure there is this great latent demand for clean diesel just waiting in the American public, waiting for the government to offer a little tax break to set it off. I'm not feeling like that rings true here.